Okay, let's dive right into this explainer and unpack those alarming Big Bear Eagle headlines that have literally taken over the internet this week. We're going to look closely at the data, the live stream footage, and the actual biological facts to discover the real truth behind Eaglet Sandy's terrifying viral moment.
Right now, the internet is in a state of absolute panic. And honestly, looking at the headlines, it's super easy to see why. A tiny bald eagle chick, literally one of the most watched birds in the whole world, appeared to just plummet completely out of her nest on a massive global live stream. When Sandy fell out of the nest, started flashing across news alerts and social media feeds, man, it triggered an immediate wave of concern all across the globe.
So, because of this sudden, really dramatic event, millions of emotionally invested viewers are holding their collective breath. We're all asking the exact same question. Did this baby eagle actually survive the fall? Well, we're going to break down exactly what happened, what the experts are seeing on the ground right now, and why things might not be quite as tragic as they first appeared.
Section 1. The Sunday Morning Incident.
Let's see how this builds by breaking down the sheer chaos of that fateful Sunday morning out in California. So here's the exact timeline of what went down at Big Bear Lake. Early Sunday morning, Sandy was standing near the nest porch, vigorously flapping her wings. This is a behavior she's been doing more frequently to get ready for flight. Then suddenly, in this really chaotic moment, her brother Luna attempted to jump right over her to get back into the nest. And the live stream caught this heart-stopping sequence. Sandy lost her footing, slipped, and completely fell out of the main camera's view, dropping onto the branches below. But minutes later, she was spotted safely on a lower branch, just kind of getting her bearings. And shortly after that, her mom Jackie arrived, positioning herself right below the nest to keep a watchful eye on her.
Moving on to Section 2. What exactly is a fledge? Now, the biological reality of this whole situation completely de-escalates the viral panic we've been seeing online. The nonprofit running the camera, the Friends of Big Bear Valley, identified this event not as some awful tragedy, but as a fledge. Yeah, a fledge. It's basically a kind of accidental fledge where an eaglet falls while attempting to test its wings. You see, young bald eagles typically take their first real, intentional flight around 13 weeks of age. Sandy and Luna, they're just under 12 weeks old, so they're right on the edge of that window. So, while it looked incredibly scary on screen, this is actually a perfectly normal occurrence for chicks at this stage. They misjudge a landing or a branch while getting ready for the real deal. It happens.
So, the absolutely crucial point here is what happened after she fell out of the main live stream's view. It turns out, security cameras operating in the area actually caught Sandy successfully flying from the nest tree area over to another tree entirely. The caretakers reviewed this footage and officially confirmed that she, quote, looked good in her flight. She's likely just hiding out and resting up after what was, let's be real, a wildly unexpected and exhausting adventure.
Just to completely put your mind at ease and summarize the evidence we have, Sandy is totally safe. She successfully flew to a nearby tree, and right now she's just resting and hiding. Her mother Jackie is actively keeping watch, which is a behavior she's shown before when her chicks are in trouble. And the experts assure us that her parents are going to closely follow her wherever she goes, making sure she's fed and cared for while she learns to use those brand new wings.
Section 3. The Famous Eagle Family.
To really fully grasp why this one single bird's fall caused such a massive global internet meltdown, you kind of have to know that this isn't just any nest. Jackie and Shadow are an incredibly famous wild bald eagle pair. Their nest near Big Bear Lake has been live streamed since 2018. They've attracted this massive global audience that tunes in to watch literally every single egg, hatch, and fletch. To give you an idea of just how popular they are, when it came time to name their two 2026 eaglets, Sandy and Luna, local schoolchildren sent in over 60,000 name submissions. 60,000! That is wild!
And this brilliantly illustrates the deep emotional connection of the viewers. The eaglet Sandy was actually named in honor of wildlife activist Sandy Steers. She's the very person who founded Friends of Big Bear Valley and launched the camera project that made this nest world famous in the first place. Because of this rich history, when viewers saw the alerts that Sandy fell, a lot of people felt the exact same pit in their stomach as if a close friend's kid had just suffered a serious accident.
Section 4. What happens next?
Okay, so with her dramatic accidental first flight out of the way, it's time to map out what the future actually holds for Sandy and her brother Luna as they grow. For Sandy, this early leap basically just means she started her flying career a tiny bit sooner than expected. Biologists call this upcoming developmental phase the post-fledging dependence period.
During this highly critical phase, fledglings learn to fly and hunt, but, and this is key, they still rely heavily on their parents for food. So Jackie and Shadow will continue to act as their primary providers, bringing food to both youngsters as they, figure out how to actually be eagles.
In the coming weeks, viewers are going to get to watch these youngsters hit several incredible milestones. They're going to practice short flights, endure plenty of super clumsy landings, and slowly learn basic hunting and survival skills. Over time, this becomes a multi-year journey. They'll explore farther away from the nest, follow rivers and ridgelines, and learn to survive the harsh winter. Eventually, they'll find their own prey, and years from now, return to the region as adults to find their own mates and build their own nests. It's the whole circle of life right there on screen.
Section 5. Watching Wildlife Online.
Let's zoom out for a second to examine what this entire viral phenomenon teaches us about our modern, digitally connected relationship with wild animals. This intense emotional investment from millions of people reminds us of a really vital truth. While nature can look completely terrifying on a screen, quote-unquote scary moments are often just part of normal development. Accidents happen in the wild, but eagles have highly evolved behaviors to cope and thrive. From a chick's pure instinct to cling to branches after a fall, to the careful, watchful follow-up by the adult parents, these birds are literally built for survival.
Now, because of this massive surge in viral interest, the Friends of Big Bear Valley are issuing an urgent reminder to all visitors. We absolutely must respect their habitat. That means staying far, far away from the sensitive nest area, giving the eaglets plenty of space as they learn to fly, and most importantly, letting the wild parents just do their job without human interference. Our job as viewers is to observe, not to intervene. As we wrap up this explainer and close out this latest chapter of a multi-generational wildlife story spanning millions of views, I really want to leave you with a thought. We have this unprecedented access to the wild through these cameras. We feel every single triumph and every terrifying slip. But what do you think? Does this intimate level of live streaming connect us better to the reality of the wild? Or do moments like Sandy's fall show us that nature sometimes deserves just a little more privacy?